I'm Elex Michaelson. Welcome to a special edition of The Issue Is from the Dream Center in Hollywood, where behind us, one of the great pitchers in baseball history is once again pitching in to help the community.
Come on up, guys. Come on up.
Dodger pitcher Clayton Kershaw, his wife Ellen, and their kids handing out 3,500 backpacks at the annual back-to-school bash put on by their nonprofit, Kershaw's Challenge.
The best day ever.
The best day ever?
Yes.
Beyond the backpacks, a free health clinic and free clothes, there's dancing, inflatables, a mini water park, a petting zoo, and more.
Is today kind of like a dream?
Yeah, it's a dream for me.
Kershaw is a 10-time All-Star, 3-time Cy Young Award winner, former MVP and world champ, once named by Major League Baseball as Humanitarian of the Year. Clayton and Ellen have raised over $20 million for 23 different beneficiaries. Among them, the Dream Center, which offers free housing and recovery to more than 600 residents. The Kershaws building and naming a playground here. We met inside the Dream Center's offices.
Clayton and Ellen Kershaw, welcome to The Issue Is for the first time, and thank you for what you do.
Thanks for having us.
The theme of this show is athletes using their platforms for good. How do you conceptualize that? How do you want to use your platform?
Man, I mean, I think since Ellen and I have been married, it's kind of just been a part of our marriage because baseball has always been a part of it. And so now, we're 12 years into marriage, and Kershaw's Challenge, our nonprofit, has been going for about that same amount of time. And ultimately, baseball is a pretty great platform to be able to do some great things. And when you be able to combine the two with Kershaw's Challenge and the Dodgers, you get great things like this. Ultimately, it's just it's a great way to help kids, which is our goal.
What is the thought behind Kershaw's Challenge for you? What were you hoping to accomplish with it when you started, and what do you think of where you're at now?
Yeah, so I had been going to Zambia, Africa for a while, and when Clayton and I first got married, it was important to me that he travel to Zambia with me and really understand that part of my heart, because I felt like I left a huge piece of it over there. It all started with one little girl named Hope, who just desperately needed a place to call home. She had kind of bounced around from living on the street to different foster care homes to different family members. Nothing was a safe, stable place for her to grow up in. So Clayton and I started Kershaw's Challenge very much with just the hope that we would build her a home that she could grow up in with a family environment. And Kershaw's Challenge is very much snowballed from there. We now have 2 homes in Zambia. We've expanded it to the Dominican Republic, Dallas, which is our hometown, and then Los Angeles, where baseball is.
The Dream Center here in LA has been a big partner for us, and we just love what they do. They do so much incredible things, and including the Back to School Bash that we get to be a part of today.
Which is huge. I mean, not only back to school, but there's like bounce houses and all this other stuff. I mean, what's that like for you to see that?
Yeah, it's really good to get kids excited about school. These kids to be able to get backpacks and to be able to be excited about it, have bounce houses, to show them that there's people around that care about their education and that we want them to have fun in school and be able to have the same opportunities that everybody else does. And I just think it's such a great way to kick off the school year. And
describe that moment for you when you see the faces of the kids as they walk up here.
Yeah, well, you know, it's 2 different emotions from everybody that walks in. For the kids, they are so excited. And then you look at the moms and there's relief of just they are being provided for and people are coming alongside of them to help meet the needs of their children. And so it's very much 2 different emotions that we're getting to see and people that we're getting to serve.
Which is so great. I'm wondering for you, Clayton, when you went to Zambia for the first time, how did that open up your mind?
that first time, it's eye-opening, you know, and I think obviously it's heartbreaking to see some of these situations that these kids are in, and then ultimately what we've been able to do through Rise Africa, not only these 2 homes, but we started building a school, and there's hundreds of kids that are getting to go to this school, and I think it can get a little overwhelming at times to see how many kids truly need help. But then if you just see like how it started with Hope, if you just help one kid and then just kind of keep going from there, don't get too overwhelmed with the thought of trying to help everybody. Try to just do it well and try to do one kid at a time. And we've really seen it snowball from there. And it's really, really amazing to see. We're excited to get our kids over there too. We haven't done that yet, so we need to get them. When they can handle the plane flight, we'll get them over there, and it'll be fun.
But how do you process that internally, to look at a kid in the eye who wouldn't have a home, who wouldn't have a place if not for you and your platform?
Well, it's not us. You know, we believe that we've been called to do this. You know, this is our God-given plot in life, you know, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be able to throw a baseball, you know, and it was a God-given talent. And so I realized that, and I want to use that as best I can. And I think Ellen, I think that's part of the reason that we got married too, is that she had this passion before I did, and it kind of melded together, and baseball and her passion of Africa has turned into Kershaw's challenge, and I think that's part of the reason that we're together.
How does faith inform what you do here?
Oh, I mean, it's the driving force of everything for us. I mean, it's the reason why we are able to do all that we're doing. We realize that this is the Lord's will and His plan for us, and we're just getting to be His hands and feet throughout all of this.
Yeah, and part of it also is fundraising to make all this happen, and you've gotten your teammates involved with that. You got the PP4P, which is Ping Pong for Purpose, right?
Yeah.
Which you just did this week.
Yeah.
Talk about what it's like for you to talk about this with your teammates. How do you explain all this to them?
Man, they've been so supportive over the years. I mean, the Ping Pong for Purpose event has grown every single year, and we've continued to raise more and more money, but ultimately it doesn't work if you don't have your teammates coming out to support it, you don't have the celebrities coming out to support it. So
have you noticed his teammates start to change a little bit because of some of this service?
You know, I think that Clayton has set a precedent for what it looks like to use your platform, and I hope that it would be empowering to especially young guys that are coming up, that, you know, use your voice, use your social media presence, use your position right now to make a difference. And so, yeah, I mean, I do think I've seen some younger kids. I don't know if it's because of you, but it's really cool to see other players that are using their platform.
Don't call them kids. It makes us feel
sorry, not kids, not kids.
Yeah.
Other players using their platform that are younger than us.
There you go.
But speaking of other players, so this week, Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman won the Ping Pong for Purpose.
They did, yeah.
And then we saw that weird dance.
Freddie's got a good dance.
What did you think about that, and how do you analyze that? And is there anything Mookie Betts can't do?
No, Mookie can pretty much do everything. So Freddie and Mookie won. They beat Austin Barnes, my teammate Barnesy and I, in the finals, and it's a little disappointing, obviously, to lose, but no, Freddie and Mookie, we kind of knew when we put them together that they were going to have a pretty good chance to win, and just really fun for them to get to be there and support us, and they got into it. It got competitive there.
This is my favorite one because I beat you. Yeah, okay.
That's the goal, you know. I think having a lot of fun and bringing some athletes together, there's going to be a little competitiveness too. So it was what makes the tournament, the event fun, and it was a great time.
That's so great. And I'm curious also about your kids. They're out there, right? And you've seen them grow through this. What is the lesson you want them to learn from being here on a day like today and watching all this happen?
You know, just that you don't have to be a grown-up to start giving back. You don't have to have your own money to donate. You don't have to be a baseball player to give back. You can be a 6-year-old boy that just wants to hand out backpacks, and you can make a difference just doing that. Our kids were here a few weeks ago, and we stuffed all the backpacks, and we brought all of the Dodger teammates' kids over, and they all were stuffing backpacks, and we wanted to teach them the lesson of, look, you have got the ability, you've been given so much, now it's time to give back.
They love being on the front lines, giving the backpacks out, and I feel like they have a sense of purpose too when they do that, and that's huge.
What do you think is the biggest lesson everybody can learn from Kershaw's challenge?
I think that everybody has a unique sphere of influence. Everybody has been given a God-given passion, talent, purpose, and it's all about figuring out how to use that to give back to others in need.
Your sphere of influence can be one person, or it could be thousands of people. You know, it's how you impact others.
And just to wrap up on something fun, because we don't get to talk to both of you together that often, what's maybe one thing about Clayton that people don't know?
What an incredible, I mean, I think people do see what an incredible dad he is, but I think that is who he is. I mean, baseball player comes very much second to that he is hands-on, hovering helicopter dad. But truly he is so present in our kids' lives. He wants to be with them all day, every day.
And what's one thing that people don't know about Ellen that they should?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously we have an awesome life with this baseball thing, but it's not easy. And so for her to move mountains, for our family to be together and travel with 4 kids, we just did a trip where we went from LA to Seattle to New York to Baltimore to Texas to LA, and she's wrangling 4 kids and getting them in hotel rooms and getting rollaway beds and all these things. And the logistics of that, like, it would be really easy for her to say, no, I'm just gonna stay home, you know. But for us to be together, it means a lot to me, and it's not an easy thing to do.
Well, thank you guys for all that you do. I think hopefully this is a lesson to other people about the value of service. And you guys are a testament to the best of what this city's all about. And as a big Dodger fan, go Dodgers.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for having us.